Hey guys, welcome back to rhrjen. Oh, I'm just so glad to be here. Can I just say a huge thank you from me to each and every one of you who has taken the time to write me well wishes and say really nice things, and people who have given through super thanks and all the things you guys have done. You're so lovely to me. I appreciate it. I know you know, but in case you're new, we went through the hurricane and it's really been tough. But the Gosling and I are safe. We escaped to the Sidley twins. So a huge thank you to the Sidley twins for hosting us, for putting us up and keeping us safe and warm. We appreciate you so much. But let's play catch up. Let's look at some of the stories on St. Meghan Markle and just talk about some of the stuff that went on and just get some thoughts about all of it. But again, I'm Jen. Thanks so much for being here. I'm on the travel mic, so I sound a little different, but I appreciate all of you so much. Now, let's get into this. Okay, I need a laugh. I think you could use a laugh too, so let's take a look at this. This was shared by Clementine Coda, and it says, I wish I could take credit for this. I wish I could too. And if you're like, Jen, what am I looking at? Okay, so of course, this is the moment where Harry lifts the veil, and Meghan's in a ridiculous dress, and all the things, that ridiculous veil. But then somebody put in the picture of Dwight from The Office. Dwight pretending to be Hannibal, having lunch meat on his face. This struck me so funny and was so well done. So whoever the creative genius behind this is, well done. As you can imagine, the comments under this thing were hilarious, such as this one, MSW128 says, identity theft is not a joke, Jem. So, of course, I'm sure you watched The Office, but in case you didn't, that's just very Dwight. That's a very Dwight thing to say. So, I love it. And if and when we ever do like a Goose Club meetup, expect that I will be standing like Dwight in this picture. So, just wait for that. All right, let's get into this. This was shared by Win Fott, and I didn't know if you guys had heard about this, and can we please discuss it for about 4 hours? Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's row over Christmas holidays and latest signs of rift, London Daily Express. So they're, if you believe this stuff, they are arguing over the Christmas holidays and what to do and where to spend them. I can't imagine they have an abundance of invitations. So the original poster explains that basically it's a fight because Meghan doesn't want to go see the Spencers at Christmas. And I say, are they invited to the Spencers at Christmas? I can't imagine anybody's dying to definitely not her, but to cozy up next to Harry either. That just does not sound fun at all. Can you imagine? I got to figure he doesn't know where he is at any given moment, either confusion or substances or both. So I just can't imagine that this would go well. But it says there's also another trip plan, which has been blanked out of his diary, and he's keen to keep it private. Okay. Again, I think this is them putting this stuff out to be like, we have so many options. We're very busy and important people. So Starkville points out, it's the old will they or won't they 2024 Christmas edition. I think so, too. I think it's just a way to keep their names out there. It doesn't shock me, these rumors and seeing them going separate to things. I've called that for a long time. I definitely feel like that is on the horizon. But I do wonder sometimes if they don't play into that just to keep themselves in the news and clickbait or whatever, clickbaiting themselves. Then we have Ginger Windsor Soup, great name, that points out NFI. And if you don't know what that means, it means not blinking invited. There's no Spencer invitation. The Earl is sharing Althorpe with his, okay. I'm not going to read all that. But I doubt the Spencer sisters will be turning up to this bundle of laughs and Spencer generational pain self-pity festival. So, yeah, I don't think so either. I think it's the same thing as when they floated. Do you remember like a year ago, they were like, we might just change our last name to Spencer. Okay, well, yeah. I doubt that. I doubt you'll ever drop Sussex. You have nothing. Poor people of Sussex. I really wish they would drop it for you guys. So then people started speculating about when is the divorce coming. Miss Poi puts forth, I don't believe it is coming. They play games for whatever reason. Boring. Okay. I do think it's coming. I don't think either one are good actors. So they can't hide the disdain they seem to feel for each other. You can see it and all these faux royal tours that they're doing. They really can't stand each other. They're not even trying to hide it anymore. Think about that last interview we saw them in. You remember on the, what was it, Good Morning show, whatever that was called. They can't seem to hide it anymore. So I do feel like something's coming, but I don't know if it's yet. I think they're going to ride this gravy train as long as they can. And they are definitely playing up the will they, won't they angle to try to get, I don't know, more views for themselves. Miss Manda Regrets says the manic, dead-eyed desperation in her recent gate crashing event has me thinking it's all over, but the denial, or just a day that ends in Y for her. The only reason we care at all is the Schadenfreude fix when the day really does come. I think so too. And I mean, again, it's just they've brought this upon themselves. Anybody else I would have checked out a long time ago, but they just keep on. And they keep going after the royal family, and they go after her family. And so, yeah, no, I'm here for it. I'm ready to watch the downfall. I got my popcorn ready, and I'm saving you all a bunch of seats next to me. I'm hoping he hasn't commingled his latest inheritance with the marital assets. And she's panicking. You know, I've heard so many things about this. I don't know if I actually believe there's inheritance. Maybe he got a little something, but you know that money's already spent. Come on. And then Spy Forever points out there will be paid stories with this speculation for the next 2 months. Absolutely. Absolutely. And we'll get more of those, oh, it's an olive branch. Oh, they want to reach out to William and Catherine and stuff. It's just all BS, and it's all part of their games that they play. Then we have BigChart 1856 who says, any theories about Harry's deafening silence? Oh, if only that guy would be silenced. Oh, I'm Harry. I'm going to go talk about mental health and lecture people, even though I clearly could, I'm not qualified to do so. So the interesting point that they put forth is, why has Harry been so quiet lately in regard to the stories about Meghan being a, quote, terrible person, and accusations that she's a dictator and a demon and unwilling to listen, take advice, etc. And then they go into a lot of his beef with the royal family comes from these weird things he gets stuck in his head, and he's convinced that the firm wouldn't speak up and help her when she was going through stuff. You know, it's all BS. We know that. But, you know, it's just these things that he gets stuck in his head. As they point out, we read it in Spare. These are just conspiracy theories he comes up with. But whoever it is, this person points out that statement when they were dating, telling the press to back down. So he's always kind of gone after them. He's always had this weird relationship with the press we know about. So it is weird that it's a little weird, but it's odd that he's being so quiet on all of this, which lends to the idea of, maybe they really are going their own separate ways. Then Lilybutt comes in and says, on some level, I think Harry is over Meghan. He looks miserable around her. That's what I think too. But looks relaxed and confident when he's alone. I love this sentence so much. He's a prince, which is crossed out and changed to prick, but it's undeniable that Meghan, I can't say that word, hurt him, isolated him from friends and family, broke long-standing friendships before marriage, grabs him in signs of dominance in public, coerced him into leaving everything he's known, etc. I don't like making him a victim. I've said that before. He's a grown man. Yes, I do believe she did all those things, but he sat right there next to her on the couch when she was doing that unforgivable curtsy and all the other things. And he wrote that book, so there's that. He's a willing participant. He's still responsible for the grief caused his family, but I think they've separated and he's trying to salvage his reputation. He didn't mention, quote, his wife in his birthday statement to People magazine, which he normally would have. So we have Arctic Traveler 2023 that says it definitely feels like someone somewhere told Harry that his narc wife treated him with utter contempt. In Colombia, Markle acted like she was the big draw. She's always acted like that she was the royal. Think about all the time she shoves in front of him, even when they were with the royal family, even before they were married. She's always done that. So she's always thought she was the big draw. I don't think that's anything new. And he looked like a dog next to her. He sat at the kids' table. Markle was always in the middle of every photo, plus the outrageous hugging and kissing of the VP's husband. This may be the one thing that seeps into his tiny, deformed brain. That's hilarious. What do you think? I'm actually asking, I'm dying to read your comments on this one. Do you think that that's the case? Do you think he's finally woken up to an extent? Again, he is no victim. I don't like that. I don't like painting him as such. He's a willing participant. In some ways, he's more guilty than she is because it's his family. But I just would love to know your thoughts on this. Do you feel like this person's on the right track? Do you think he's finally realizing what's been going on? Do you think he's finally seeing it in his dim brain? What do you think? All right, this one was shared by Vaughn and Zoo, and it says crazy days and nights blind. So let's take a look at this. It has to do with being denied by Reese Witherspoon. So according to the blind, and I always explain, if you don't know what a blind is, it's like, you got to take it with a grain of salt. It's gossip. Sometimes it ends up being true, sometimes not. But it's rumors, basically, and they don't always name the person that they're talking about, so you kind of have to figure it out, hence the name blind. But this one says, Reese Witherspoon said not a chance when Meghan Markle asked to attend Reese's annual A-plus list gathering of women called Shine Away, which is being held this weekend. Ooh, the expletives were much worse about Meghan being on a panel. I think that if this is true, I'm going to choose to believe this. If this is true, I think that's great. Think about, remember, I think, wasn't it Reese that said she turned down the wedding invitation because she didn't know them? Can you imagine? How classless do you have to be to invite people to your wedding that you don't actually know just so you can have your name appear next to theirs? It's just so gross. Anyway, so yeah, I hope this is the case. And Reese was at that event. Remember, Meghan went to like a month or 2 months ago, in the Hamptons, and didn't see any photos of them together there either. So I don't think there's any love lost there. But I'm sure Meghan was angling to get an invite. Whose plus one will she try to be for that? Okay, so Fairy Maya says, good for Reese. She's a star, a true A-lister, and a longtime Catherine fan. Who isn't? I love Catherine. Gushing over her a number of times. And yes, she even famously, I knew it, turned down the grifter's wedding invitation, saying she doesn't know her to attend her wedding, LOL. Yes, that's how I remember it as well. That's too funny. Good for Reese. I'm a Reese fan, especially now. And I hope this is the case. And I'm sure Meghan will justify it somehow in her head, calling her the ist words or throwing some other horrible accusation at her. But guys, that's it for me. I'm leaving this here. Can I just say this is just such a nice mental, break away from all the darkness, and so nice to talk to you all, and so nice to catch up and to be here and to record and to bring back some sense of normalcy. My most sincere thank you to each and every one of you who has written me the most kind messages. I've just enjoyed reading every single one of them. They mean so much to me. You mean so much to me, and I thank you for them, for taking the time to do that. We'll be okay, and I just appreciate you all so much, and I just can't wait to bring you more stuff like this and keep recording and keep talking to you all, and I'm in awe. You guys make me feel so special, and I thank you for that. I'm sending you all big goosey hugs. Everybody stay safe out there, and I'll talk to you again soon. Honk honk, everyone.